Everybody, it's the Black Mountain Critic here. We are live, we are live with the first of many Music Saturdays. I'm gonna create a playlist for this once I'm done with the stream. But for now, if you come through, you come through. If you don't, oh well. Right. But anyways, my friend Justine asked about music streams and bringing that back. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Again, when people ask me for certain things, like for the channel and things that they've liked in the past, and they want me to bring back, or things that they'd like me to do more of, I take those things into those comments into consideration. Like I don't just kind of be like, oh, I heard this thing and now I'm gonna be like whatever. It's like I have like a list, like I have like stuff written down where I say, okay, this is something that people asked about, or I type it down depending on like if I have a pen around me or not. But this is something that I take pretty seriously when people tell me like, oh, this is something that I really liked. So I wanted to bring this back. I really enjoy doing this. Like a lot. I love music. Like that's one of the things that I think I love. Like to the death. Like I'll always like music means a lot to me because a lot of things that I'm into because of music. You know what I mean? Like dude, just like a lot of things. So I definitely wouldn't be the person that I am like today without it. So shout out to to the songs, to the albums, to the soundtracks, you know, and even like the classical music and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like anywhere near like I don't have anywhere near like the ear that my fiance has for classical music. You know what I mean? Like she's like on it. But I do enjoy it. I do have like favorites. But get into it. So folks voted on Twitter. And it's like, look, it was like 5 votes. Like it was like 5 votes, right? Because I only put the poll out for like 30 minutes. Essentially. So I was like, all right, I want to stream. Let me see what album I want to listen to. So I thought about 3 albums. First one, of course, was was in the title, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, one of my favorite albums of all time. If not my favorite album of all time. Like I love this album. To me, it's like no skips. You know what I mean? No skips. Like one of those albums. Along with a few other albums, I have so many favorites, but like this is my favorite. Like if I had to listen to one, I'm like, that's it. So we're gonna listen to that one tonight. But I also put on Game Theory by The Roots, which is one of my fave Roots albums. It's not my favorite Roots album, but it's one of my faves. It's one of them that I think is like, it's kind of like, it has that like good sort of like, it's like a more modern kind of Roots sound, I think, if I had to call it anything. But I really like it. It's got some like the bars on it is crazy. The production is crazy. My favorite Roots album is Do You Want More? I love that album. That album was really good. It's dope. And then and I think it's like that. Do You Want More? Then Game Theory. Then Things Fall Apart. And then like the rest of them. Like the rest of them. Like Roots albums. And then like Black Thought's like solo, projects like the I can't remember Streams of Thought, right? Like Streams of Thought volumes 1 and 2. Both of those I love. I love volume 1 more than I love volume 2. It's shorter, but I like shorter works. And I know that he's coming out with a 3rd one at some point, and I'm gonna listen to that one. So you already know what it is. Shouts to Black Thought. Anyways, the 3rd album was Brandy's Never Say Never, which is an album that I adore. Like it's so good. That to me is like Brandy's best album. Like I think a lot of people would say like Brandy's like titular album is her better album, but I think people would just kind of go one or the other. Either you like Brandy, her first like her debut album, or you like Never Say Never. Either one works. You know what I mean? Either one works. So if y'all haven't listened to Brandy at all, go listen to Brandy. All right, go listen to Brandy. Either her debut album, which is fire, or Never Say Never, which is also fire. Like I feel like Never Say Never is like Brandy's like in her bag. Not just her the vocal quality, which is kind of always there, but like the hits, like the hits on the hits on the hits on the hits, like Brandy's in her bag on Never Say Never. So definitely check that one out. But just because I put stuff up doesn't mean we'll never listen to them or anything like that. If you have music suggestions in the chat, feel free to let me know. And we're going to get started on it. So let's get into it. All right. So we're going to listen to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. And even if I'm just listening to it, like, even if it's just me here and I'm just by myself, whatever. But, it is what it is. Yo, The Boy's Mind is like a class. Yo, Morning Haze. Shouts out to Morning Haze. That's one of my patrons. The Boy's Mind is definitely one of just a dope song. Like when that song was out in the 90s, I remember that. I was in like elementary school and that song came out. Yo, like it was constant. Like even my my fifth grade teacher was an Italian woman from I want to say Long Island. I can't remember. I don't remember. But like I want definitely an Italian woman from Long Island, who was definitely like in her like I want to say like late 40s, early 50s or something like that, and and she knew that song. You know what I mean? Like she knew the song, but she was also kind of like she was also into like just like music period, and she was really great about that and like listening to like the music that like kids liked. And that just like different cultures and stuff like that. And she was just great about that. So if like the kids started singing that song, she would start singing a song with them, and it was like dope. It was dope. Definitely one of my favorite teachers. Okay. Let's get into it. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. It's started like almost 7 minutes in. So what we're gonna do is we're going to listen to every track, right? And including the intro, skits, whatever, whatever's on there. Because I feel like if you're listening to an album, like a proper album, you gotta listen to like the whole thing. You can't just be like, all right, I'm gonna skip the intro, I'm gonna skip the, and I'm gonna skip the skits, and I'm gonna skip like that stuff, what's that? Interludes and stuff like that. Like, no. Like, if your album is a proper album, like, the interludes and the skits and the intros are really crucial to the entire sort of like listening experience. So for me, like whenever I get like something that I know is a proper album and folks have like worked on it and it's like a body of sort of work, where the pieces all come together, I always try to listen to everything. So we're going through everything, and I think it's important for like this album in particular. So we're gonna go through it. All right. So when I say start, so you should have like the you can find Lauryn Hill's album on YouTube. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, whatever. I'm using Spotify because I have Spotify. But if you want to use YouTube. There's like I don't have a link necessarily, but if you type it in like Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album, you can find it. It'll probably be listed. And we're just gonna go through all the tracks. Let me look that up. All right. Yeah. Diana King, Jasmine Sullivan, dope artist, dope. Yeah, Jasmine Sullivan. I mean, both of them. But I feel like Jasmine Sullivan in particular is like super duper underrated by, I think like certain folks know, right? Like if you like R&B and if you like certain things, but if you don't, you're like, who's Jasmine Sullivan? And the thing for that is like Jasmine Sullivan is like an incredible singer who has dope albums and really could put like a lot of folk singers to shame easy. So, definitely check out that Jasmine Sullivan. Dope stuff. Diana King, also very dope. All right, let's go. So we're going to start listening to The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. It's going to be start the intro. So when I say we're going to start the intro, and then I'm going to put like I'm going to go through this stream, and I'm gonna put like the timestamps once I'm done with the stream and I get the chance to do it. I'm gonna put the timestamps in, and that'll tell you like, okay, this is when the song starts, and this is when it ends, and I'll do that, and I'll do that like on my own. So let's go. So we're gonna start with the intro in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Got that bell. And this intro is like, it's so chill, but it speaks like volumes to like just like being in school and you hear the names being called and being present, and everybody's like, all right, I'm here. And then here, the teacher calls Lauryn Hill and just keeps going, and it's like clearly she's not in class. And whenever you see someone that's not in class, you're like, oh, something's up. You know, what's going on? Why they not in class? You know, so it's like a good intro. So that's stop, and just talk about it a little bit. So that's why I think that, like, again, intros are really important. And for me, Miseducation, Lauryn Hill is like one of those albums that does a great job with like utilizing the intros, the, you know, interlude, stuff like that, like utilizing that for a reason, and there's like a message and it's trying to get through, and by the time you finish with the album, you're like, oh, everything comes together in a really nice way. That's the thing. Like for me, an album does that. If an album doesn't do that, and there's no like there's not like a sort of synthesis that occurs, I'm like, that's not really an album to me. That's like a mixtape, right? Where you just like put some music up together and you that's a mixtape. That's what mixtapes are for. Mixtapes are just like, okay, here's some tracks. If you met my fans, you know, for the fans, like, and if you like it, great. You know, and that's not to say that that's not to say that mixtapes can't do that, but the history of sort of the mixtape is kind of like that. It's like a mix, right? It's not necessarily a cohesive sort of thing. So albums, to me, I'm like, whenever someone is like, here's my album, I'm like, your album better be a damn album. Like, if you're calling it that, it better be an album. So for me, the intro starts off the album really great, because it's like, yo, it's right. And then the second song is called Lost Ones, right? And like that relates to the first intro track where, like, right, the teacher's like, Lauryn Hill, where you at? Like, she's absent, right? She's clearly absent from class. All right. And it's interesting because, like, it kind of reminds me of like Sister Act 2, where she was like, all right, I'm in class, but now I'm not going to class. And she was like, not there. And there was a whole bunch of stuff going on there. So, you know, great intro. All right. So we're going to move on to Lost Ones. This is like, come on. Lost Ones. Let's go. Mm. 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 Yo. Mm. Yo, just a dope. Win some, but you just lost one. Just a dope album. And like the lyrics. And go. Hope road. Every man wanna act like he's exempt. Similar to a serpent. Try to play straight how your whole style bent. Oh my goodness. And that's just like basic lyrics from Lauryn Hill, man. Win some, but you just lost one. Whew. Right? And that's the first verse dope, second verse dope. Like the first verse is amazing. And we're gonna go, you know, once we're like sort of like, again, we're done with the song, we're gonna go through some of the lyrics a little bit. We're not gonna go through like the entire song, otherwise this stream will last for like 4 hours or something like that. But man, Yo, facts of Morning Haze. Like the first verse, heat. You right or you do it go wrong. A mistake. This was just a simple song, and some don't know what they have till it's gone. Mm, 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 mm. Yo, Simply, how come? Ooh, that's yo, that track though. What you done is so silly. How come? Mm, mm. True, dope track. All right, and again, it's still going, still going. Just lost one. Just lost one. What the Hmm. Hmm. Oof. Love that song. All right, we're gonna stop. I mean, give me a sec. I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna go turn on my AC because my computer is heating. It is heating up, which is not a good thing. Maybe it's a little cooler in here. Also, probably have to. I don't know. I probably need a new laptop, honestly, because it didn't used to do this, and now it's like it's overheating. You know, so whenever that happens, that ain't good. All right, but we back. All right, so if you're experiencing buffering, I apologize for that. Um, I'm not sure why it's doing why it's doing that now though. That's kind of weird. Well, like usually my streams are smooth, you know, but it's saying error. But if there's any issues, let me know. You know, if there's any issues with the, if there are any issues with the like I paused it before the skit, so I'm gonna like sort of like have the skit be like kind of like an extra sort of bit, as opposed to like, so you, like it'll be like, all right, skit, you know, I'll put it in the description box, but you kind of know what I mean. Like there's like the song and there's a skit after the song, and it's an important skit. It's an important skit, but we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. But if you're experiencing buffering, let me on your end. Let me know, because it's telling me YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I'm like, no. So I don't know why it's doing that right now. It's kind of weird, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Go back to stream settings. Okay. All right. So we're gonna play the skit. Lost Ones is a dope song because it's like to me it's like about a lot of things. I think it's one of those songs that you can kind of, it's about a lot of things, but I think what's great is that a song like Lost Ones has like the lyrics are clearly there, so it's like like the lyrics are clearly there, so it's like she's talking about, you know what I mean, she's talking about like a guy, but it's like, all right, right, you do me wrong, you're gonna be done wrong, you know what I mean. It's like a very sort of, it's like straightforward in a lot of ways, but there's like a lot of stuff, right? There's like a lot of stuff if you like sort of just like look at, but you could also think about it that way. You could think about it as like, right, like romantically. You could think about it as like how Lauryn was sort of like perceived, how Lauryn Hill was perceived like at the time that the album came out, and she was like a solo artist. This is after her work with the Fugees. You know what I mean? So it's like, and it was kind of like, oh, what you gonna do, Lauryn Hill? Like, now that you're on your own, and it's like, all right, I'm coming for you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I got this. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It could be like directed towards like the other folks in the Fugees like Pras and Wyclef Jean, but like that's sort of the thing, right? It's like there's so much that's encompassed in this song, and I think just like the lyrics do a good job of showing that. You know what I mean? Where you don't necessarily know who she's talking to, but she's talking to somebody. It could be like music critics, it could be her old band, her old group mates, it could be a whole bunch of people. So that's kind of what I like about it. But it could also be romantic, right? It could also be like you just lost one, like you just like right, like it could be like you just lost someone like from the group, like you just right, like the Fugees, you just lost Lauryn Hill. But it could also be like, dude, like you lost like a good woman or whatever. It could be a whole bunch of things, and that's what I like about it. All right, so I really like that, and like right, and there's like a little like sort of like connection to the first part where she's sort of talking about like, oh. Where it's like Lauryn Hill, and the teacher's calling and she's not there, and it's like, yo, where's Lauryn Hill at? And that's why I like the transition into Lawson, because it's like it could be like you just lost one teacher, you just lost one Pras and Wyclef, you just lost one dude that I was messing around with or whatever, or I was in a relationship with or whatever. It could be so many different things. That's what I really like. The song just like is dope in that way. All right. Okay, so let's get into the skit, right? And the skit, in the skit, like they're spelling love, right? Right, love. What? Love. And then like the little boy's like, yo, I know a song that's about love, and he's like, it's a song called Love, like Actually Love by Kirk Franklin. I love that. That had me dying. Every time whenever I think of like a song with like the title Love in it, I always think of like Love by Keisha Cole. I always like that's the song I always think about, because like she just really sang that, But I love this skit because it's just like kids talking about love, and they're like, oh, we know about love, but they know about love, but they don't really know about love, And I love that. It's just like adorable. It's an adorable like skit, and it's great. It's just a great like skit, because it's like, because then it sort of like asks us the sort of question, like, do we really know about love? Do we know what love is? Like, how do we sort of see that? I just the skits, man, the skits be hitting. The skits be hitting on this album. All right, you can't skip the skits. All right, so now we're on X Factor. All right, this is the song that I believe Drake sampled. Although I believe probably a whole bunch of other artists probably sampled X Factor or other songs off of this album. This album has probably been sampled to death. All right, but for some good reasons, some not good reasons. Like that song, like the song that Drake used it for. Like that, like to me, I remember like that song, that sample carries that song. Like it carries that song. Like that's like, you know what I mean? It like, and I remember talking to somebody, I can't remember what it was, but like, someone was like, you think the sample carries the song? I'm like, yes, that sample carries that song. But that sample it's like, it's nowhere near as popular, right? Because of what the sample, like because of how good the sample is sonically, and because of the relationship between what's being sung in the song and the artist that sang that song, you know what I mean? That sang that song and what X Factor is about. You know what I mean? It's like that sample carries that song. Carries that Drake song. That's why whenever folks tell me, oh no, stop it. You're like, what are you talking about? All right, let's move on. All right? And it's not to say that it's like a terrible song or anything like that. It's just like, it's clearly a song that's carried by its sample. It is. All right? I can't remember the last time I listened to that song. Okay? And it's not like a classic by any means or anything like that, but this song is a classic. X Factor is a classic song. All right, let's go into it. X Factor. All right, this is like a much more like, I mean, most of the songs are kind of chill in a certain way, but like X Factor is definitely like a chill like song on the album. It's definitely a chill song on the album. Go, Aoife. Some of my I love every song on this album though, so I could say like every song's my favorite. But she's singing on this. She's singing on this. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity. Like yo, see no one loves you more than me. Yo, that's this is the song. This is a song. I love this song. Now, I don't care if I can't sing. It's whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? But like, I love singing this song. It's so good. You know, classic. Yo, facts. It's a classic. All right. Yo, definitely. Like whenever I listen to Miseducation and I hear like the songs like X Factor, like those songs, I immediately think of like all the romance manga that I read like when I was like younger, and the ones that I still reread now. Like I'm currently rereading Nana because I want to have a Nana discussion on the channel, but like this song, man, like I can hear this like whenever I'm reading Nana, because it's like the romance in that manga hits. You know, it hits. But yeah, it definitely reminds me of like that early high school love, Morning Haze. Definitely. And when I try to walk away, you hurt yourself to make me stay. This is crazy. Oh, man. Right? This is like... This song is like the Nana and Ren, like, soundtrack. You know? It's like, oh, you keep pulling me back in. I tried. You know? Yeah. That like it's not as tough because it's so good, but it's also like incomplete, and that like hurts my soul. Like anybody that I talk to, like we say the same thing. They're like, yo, we kind of came to terms that like Nana probably won't ever get finished, but what we got, amazing. All right, again, for those of you that are listening at the moment, coming into the stream, we're listening to X Factor, one of Lauryn Hill's classics. All right. Cry for me. And the thing that I love about this album too is like on a lot of other albums, when she's doing this sort of like, you know, give to me, like when she's doing that, like live for me, like when she's doing that, it goes on for a long time. Like it goes on for a minute, like a solid minute. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that if your album is doing a great job and you're doing a great job as an artist and like everybody comes together, the producers, everything, it really sort of like encapsulates those feelings. You know what I mean? That you're trying to express through the music. You know? So, man. And that's why people like always say like, you know, certain albums are like a vibe or like, you know, a mood. And like I think the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is definitely like an album with like a bunch of different vibes, but like they're all connected, which is really nice. Yeah, the guitar riff, yo, the guitar riff, though. Yeah, Morning has like a hiatus, like an indefinite hiatus. I have no idea like when Nana's coming back. I don't know. But there are 20 volumes. I want to say 20 or 21 volumes. Can't remember. I'll put it in volumes. Maybe 22 volumes. I know there's like 20 something. Yeah, there's like 21 volumes. 21 volumes. And then Ayaz will went on hiatus in like 2009. And you know, it is what it is. You know, and she was sick for a while. Like she was sick for on the manga was sick for a while. Whoa, hold on, I gotta stop. All right, gonna go back because the next song is whoo. The next song is one of those songs that like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. But this is another like kind of like chill song, and it's interesting that you mentioned the guitar riff, right? Because the next song is like all about like the guitar, like all about the guitar. Because Carlos Santana is also featured on the next track, To Zion, which is a phenomenal song. It's a phenomenal song, and it's just like, damn, like when you listen to it. But this song that we just played, right? X Factor. Again, classic song. Most folks that know of Lauryn Hill know about this song. And again, it's been featured. So like, even if you didn't know about Lauryn Hill, like you knew about Drake's song, and you knew that like there was a sample that you really liked, but you didn't know where it was from. So you went back to look for it, and you were like, oh, it's X Factor. And so like, you know, in that way, it kind of introduces, hopefully, you know, it introduces new, like, you know, a new sort of generation, or a more current generation to an older generation of music. And I think like, you know, certain artists do that really well. Like I don't want to say Drake, but like Kanye did that like particularly well, right? Like Pharrell, like certain artists just did that really well, really well. You know what I mean? Beyonce, right? Like a lot of artists like were very good at that. So X Factor is like a dope song, and it's like clearly like a song about like heartbreak and like, yo, what happened? Like I thought you said I thought you said you'd be there for me. I thought you said you care for me. I thought you said you'd die for me. Like it's such a like you said, like high school, like, you know, heartbreak kind of song, because it's like, damn, like you really believe that, right? Like when the person that you were with, you really believe like, yo, this is gonna be it. Like when whoever it is that you were with in high school, you were like, yo, oh man, you know what I mean? Like you write poetry for them and all that, and it's intense. It's an intense song. So shouts out to Lauryn Hill again, of course. Shouts out to X Factor, definitely one of my favorite songs on this album. And we're gonna move on to Zion. To Zion is like we're gonna talk about To Zion, but just so you know, again, another dope song. Really emotional. I think Lauryn Hill really goes to a certain place with this song, and it's just very candid about things, and it makes for a really powerful track. All right, so we're gonna start with To Zion in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you hear my cat in the background, it's just my cat Mina. She always starts meowing if one of us is in another room. It's fine. She's gonna be meowing for a little bit, and then she'll stop eventually. Carlos Santana. Shout out to Carlos Santana. All right, just, you know, a famous guitarist, famous musician. He was on like a lot of tracks in like the 2000, like in like the first decade of the 2000s, like from 2000 to like 2000 and even early, or like and like the 90s as well. Like he had his own stuff and everything, but like he was featured heavily like in the tail end of the 90s and into the 2000s, like featured heavily. Hmm. Need to kneel down and pray. Mm. Oh, this crazy circumstance knew his life deserved a chance. Mm. Just a really powerful first verse. When baby, use your head, but instead I chose to use my heart. Mm. Powerful song. Powerful song. Yeah, the beat is fire. Beat is fire, and that's what's amazing about it. It's like it's such a it's such a hard hitting beat, but the music is so subdued in a way. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough to to put on a on an album like this, and to to I don't know. It's just amazing. I don't really have the words for it, but I love this beat. mm. Reflection of His grace. See, I know that a gift so great, it's only one God could create. Mm. Of my world is in Zion. Mm. Woo! She's singing on this track. Singing, not singing. There's a difference. I talked about this with my fiance. I'm listening to the track right now. It's like there's like singers, and then divas, and this, and it's very particular. Very few divas that are particularly well known and have hits out and stuff like that right now. Very few, very few divas. A lot of they're quite a few singers. There are quite a few singers. All right, that are around and popular, and then they're dime a dozen singers. Too many. I need more singers. I definitely need more divas. There's a very clear difference. The vocals and the chorus. My joy, my joy, my joy, my joy, my joy. Woo. Vocals. Right? Carlos Santana on the track with the guitars, the choir, Lauryn. Stop it. Come on. Whew. Heat, and then we're moving on to another skit. So we're gonna let the skit play, let the song end, and then we'll talk about it. Right? Again, dude's talking about teachers talking about how many of y'all been in love. And the kids are like, all right, let's talk about it. Talking. He's like, what do you think? What do you think about love? Said you love somebody. You should know why you love them, right? And it's like sometimes it don't even matter what they wear or what they look like. It's that way, Want to talk to him because he stands out. It's like he's got a glow or something. Ooh. Teacher's like, that's deep. I love the skits on this album. Love the skits on this album. They just be hitting. They be hitting. All right, so we're gonna stop because you know what's coming next. Yo, we're gonna stop because you know what's coming next. We gotta get ready. We gotta get ready for this one. The first 3 tracks on this album Uh, I'm like my brain is like right. Let me go back to Zion. Right, that's the third one. Like Lost Ones, X Factor, to Zion. Like flames. Like the album starts out flame, like heat. All right, like just like this, like thermite reaction. It's like absurd. It's like absurd. And then we get to like another hit. Like this is like this might be the hit on the album. I feel like Doo-Wop is like the hit on the album. It's like if anybody knows of a song on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it's this one. Like it's Doo-Wop. You know what I mean? That thing. It is this song. And this was huge. Like I remember when I was in school, Doo-Wop was huge. It was a huge song. Like folks just knew about it. We just knew about it. You know, we just knew about it. We were singing a song. It was like that. Like we were singing that song. I was singing that song as a kid. I love it. Man. Yeah, and that's the vibe. Because it's actually happening in those skits, right? It's like it's not actually like they're not actually like a teacher and they're in a classroom. Like it's like that's sort of what you're supposed to get. That's the vibe you're supposed to get. But it's actually like I can't remember who it was, but I feel like it was a friend of Lauryn Hill's who she and maybe like the producer or like producers that were working on the track. She was like, and some of the kids were there and stuff like that, and so they all kind of came together to create those skits. So they weren't actually like in a classroom or anything like that. But I think this is probably her most popular song. Like I think like if you ask folks which song they know from the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, it's like they would say that thing. They wouldn't even say doo-wop. They would just say that thing. They would say that thing because that's like the like refrain that you hear like constantly on the song. But to me, I think this is her most popular song. Like to me, like I remember the video. I remember the music video. Like oh man, to me this is the most popular song. There are some other songs in here that are pretty. I'm like Nothing Even Matters is really popular. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is really popular. Like that song. That's one of the last songs on the track. Yeah, to me that's probably her most popular song. Like in terms of this album. Her most popular song, I think, generally is let me think. Can't Take My Eyes Off You is also really popular. But there's some songs on the Fugees album. The Fugees album is immensely popular. I don't know. I think they're both equally popular. You know, so both of those albums are popular. Yeah. All right. If I were to say what her most popular songs are on this album, it would be "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," "Nothing Even Matters," "Doo-Wop," "That Thing," and "X Factor." Those are probably her most popular songs on the album. Zion is also very popular too in Lost Ones. Like the first four songs, like the first like four proper songs, Lost Ones, X Factor, to Zion, Doo-Wop, did like what might be easily one of the greatest first four tracks on an album ever. Like just heat after heat after heat after heat. All right, so we're gonna go into Doo-Wop. Let's go into it because this is a bop. This is a bop. Doo-Wop is a bop. All right, it is what it is. These are facts. Let's move it. Let's go into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, this song. Oh, this song brings me back. Heaven Sent Second One. Yeah. But I think like whenever I think about it, I always think about like songs that like mainstreamy. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is one of those songs you just wanna Harlem shake. You sort of Harlem shake it. You sort of like ah. Don't pretend like you wasn't down and you called him again. Plus, when you give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. If you did it then you probably again. Ooh. Oh my goodness. It's about and who you gonna tell when the repercussions spin? Showing up because you're thinking it's a trend girlfriend. I'm gonna break it down for you again. Ooh. This song though. Come on. Come on! What I'm talking about? Oh. Mm. Come on, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill is that lady. Let's go. Mm. 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 You know you better watch out. Some girls are only about that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing, that thing. Woo! Verse is dedicated to the man concerned with his friends and his Tim and his woman. Oh, Lauryn was, look, and not only one of the best singers, but one of the best rappers, like, of her era. One of the best rappers. Kids, man. Support late. Money taken and heartbreaking. Now you wonder why women hate men. Whoo! Right within. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? Come again. Yo, I'm telling you, Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill. Look out. Watch out. Look out. We still in doo-wop. We still listening to the, that thing. Some guys are only about. Watch out, 'cause some girls are only about that thing. This song is heat. And then you still got the skit. Because the skits are important. So we about to move into the skit in like a few seconds. Alright, so we on the skit now. Do you think you're too young to really love somebody? Right? And then the song that comes on the skit. Ooh. Right? It's a difference from loving somebody and being in love with somebody. Little girl spilling facts. Right? You can love anybody, but you in love with somebody, you looking at it like this. Taking that person for what he or she is, no matter what he or she look like, or no matter what he or she do. She was trying to spit facts. Alright, you can fall out of love. You might stop being in love, but you're not gonna stop loving that person. Alright. Ooh. They don't know what the feeling is to be loved. Whew. Yo, they said she poetic. That's very poetry right there. Right? And they said, all right, she killed it. We gonna end that conversation. I like the skits, man. The skits be hitting and they bring everything together. Right? Like the songs in their own could put them together, but like that's the end of doo-wop that thing plus the skit. Like the skits bring everything together. You know what I mean? The skits, definitely one of the best in our era. Just like, and like the skits be hitting. I can't say enough about it because like sometimes like you be listening to an album and you're like, these skits are silly, like, and it's supposed to be kind of silly and you're supposed to laugh and they're supposed to kind of bring like a lighter vibe to whatever album you're listening to. But like I feel like her skits are like, there's like so much purpose in them, and it's like, it's not just like, hey, you can see, right? It's like you can obtain wisdom from adults and from Lauryn's songs, but you can also obtain wisdom from children. Like never underestimate children and what they can conceive, like the thoughts that they conceive, and what they are aware of, and what they can formulate in their heads. Like, cause children, they be cutting through. They just be cutting through. They be saying some deep stuff. Like sometimes, like I'll be listening to some of my students, I'll be like, damn, that was deep. Like, I'll tell them, I'll be like, yo, that was deep. You know, and they laugh, but like for real. All right. So let's get into it. We're gonna go into the next song. All right, another dope song, Superstar. We're gonna start it in. Superstar is a very chill song. Superstar is like a vibe song. Like if there was like ever a vibe song on this album, Superstar is definitely one of them. What's so interesting to me is like Superstar is a song that to me is very popular with folks who love Lauryn Hill and this kind of music and this sort of like kind of like maybe like blend of hip hop neo soul that was sort of out at the time. And I think like it's not as popular because it doesn't go boom boom, like it doesn't hit in the ways that like the first four songs, excuse me, in the way that the first four songs hit. But every song on this album is dope. Superstar is a dope song. It's a vibe kind of song. It's a song that like, you know, if you have some wine and chilling and whatever, you listen to. That's what Superstar is. So let's get into Superstar in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Not everybody trying to chart. And like this song is so self-aware, right? Like Lauryn is so self-aware here where she's like, this is a song that she's not trying to chart with this song. Right? She's just like, this is the song. I'm just vibing. You know? She's like, I'm just vibing. This song ain't trying to hit no Billboard 100 or nothing like that. And this song is so good. The verses. We're gonna get to the verses. To inspire, so come we ain't getting no higher. Tell me your philosophy on exactly what an artist should be. Spitting facts. Prosperity and no concept of reality. Whew. You know, without any flaws, that lives above the spiritual laws. Does anything they feel just because. Vibe. It's a vibe. We light my fire. Everything you drop is so tired. Music is supposed to inspire. So how come we ain't getting no higher? Whew. This song. What you get? I know it hasn't hit you yet. Now I don't mean to get you upset, but every cause has its effect. I am my fire. Woo! Everything you drop is so tired. Music is supposed to inspire. Get 'em. Here we go. Cross sands and distant lands, made plans with the sheiks. Why you beef with freaks? That's my album, Seek Speak. All I wanted was to sell like 500 and be a ghetto superstar since my first album, Blended. Used to work at Foot Locker, they fired me, I fronted or I quit it. Now I spit it, however do you want it. Now you get it. Rhymes in the range with the frame slightly tinted. They send it to your block and have my full name submitted. Woo! Killing them. Killing them. Mm. She was spitting bars, and this is like this. This is why I keep telling folks. Whenever folks be like, "Oh, Lauryn Hill wasn't that good," that's how I know folks don't listen to music. They don't listen to enough music. Like whenever, or they never listen to Lauryn Hill like that. Because for you to be like, "Oh, she wasn't spitting bars," or she wasn't like going in on that album, stop. No, you know, no. I don't want to hear that. Oh, we ain't getting no higher. Oh. Let's go. Gotta put in my charger because my laptop dropping a little bit. She's killing it. Alright, so that's the end of that song. Final Hour is a interesting song. Alright, but this song, Superstar, okay? Again, Superstar, spitting. Bars, alright? Bars. Alright? And the thing is, she just, like, that's not even, those aren't even her best bars, like, on the album. That's yet to come. She spit some bars already. Right? She spit some bars already. But her best bars have yet to come. When we get to it, you gonna know. When we get to the bars, I'm gonna let you know. Alright? Alright? Because, like, yo, Doo-Wop got bars. Doo-Wop obviously has bars. You know what I mean? But, like, when we get to the song that I'm thinking of, you gonna know. Alright. So we on Final Hour. Alright, Final Hour is, I wouldn't say it's her, like, I wouldn't say least favorite song, but I would say, not for me. I'm just saying, like, generally I think people, like, don't, like, I think out of all the songs on the album, I think people don't necessarily like Final Hour too much, but Final Hour is one of her strongest songs in terms of bars, to me. Like, one of her strongest songs in terms of bars. Like, to me, it's very slept on. For people who don't, like, sort of, like, listen to Lauryn Hill necessarily like that, I think Final Hour is one of her most slept on songs. No, not Lauryn Hill, but, like, the song Final Hour. Like, Lauryn Hill, yo. But yeah, yo, I'm telling you, people, like, and usually the people that I hear say that think they're, like, very, they know a lot about, like, rap and stuff like that, but they tend to not really know that much, not as much as they think. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're always learning about, like, new artists and different artists and, you know, like, who have inspired the artists that you like. And that's always something that I always try to do. I always try to kind of go back and sort of, you know, say, like, okay, if I liked, you know, like, if I liked, Talib Kweli or, like, Mos Def, and I'm, like, going back and I'm, like, trying to listen to, like, Rod Digga and Supernatural, like, you know, and Supernatural, like, art, like, those kinds of artists, and, like, that stuff that, like, I think a lot of people don't necessarily do. Or what happens is they will listen to, like, a Lauryn Hill song or something like that, and you'll be like, oh, this is cool, but, like, I want to go back to this other music that I'm listening to, which is fine in a sense, like, if that's just what you want to do. But if you're, like, trying to talk about music to someone else and, like, get your opinion across and get your, like, thoughts across, you can't just be like, all right, I won't listen to this thing, I didn't really listen to the album, whatever. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna cut it. So I think a lot of people do that. And to me, Final Hour is like one of her strongest songs in terms of like bars. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna listen to it. Final Hour. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we good. But the bars on this song, whew, whew, man. Mm, mm. I treat this like my thesis, well written, topic broken down into pieces. I introduce, then produce words so profuse. It's abuse how I juice up this beat. I'm like deuce. Two people both equal, like I'm Gemini, rather Simeon. If I Jimmy on, this like I can pop it, you can't stop it. Drop it, your whole crew's microscopic particles while I make international articles. Woo! She killed that. That first verse. Stop it. Stop it. Steve, people feel Lauryn Hill, from New York to Israel. It's real, so I keep making the street ballads while you looking for dressing to go with your tossed salad. Hey, 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 hey. Mm, 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 mm. Ooh, them bars. Mm. Whew. I'm telling you, the bars they keep coming on this. Your eyes on the final hour. You could get the money. You could get the power. Keep your eyes on the final hour. The man of Shepherd's wine. Pay no mind. Party like it's 1999. But when it comes down to ground beef like Palestine, say your rhymes. Let's see if you get the girl on the blind. Brother, like a Rockefeller, still be in the church of Lila Bella, singing hymns a cappella, rather posing Mirabella in couture or contemporary. Oh my god, I can't even keep up with it. I'm terrible. Oh my lord. Here we go. Word of Booney makes a lot like a Sunni. Get diplomatic community in every ghetto community. Had an opportunity. Went from hood, chocolate hood, shake. But it ain't what you cop. It's about what you keep. Mm. Get the money. Get the power. Keep your eyes on the final hour. Mm. The bars, man. I can't even keep up with the bars. I'm not a rapper, so like, you know. But man, like just three hard verses, like three verses, boom, boom, boom. Like I like that's like one of those tracks where she was just like going in, stepping on necks, stepping on necks. Mm. And that flute at the end, whew, good lord. Yeah, all business. She said, no, 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 no. We not about to play around on this track. Like for real. She said, we not about to play around on this track at all, at all. Whew. All right, we're gonna stop. So we're stopping this song, and the next song is another kind of like, oh, my heart. Like this, like the next song when it hurts so bad is like a my heart song, but it's good. It's good. It's like the Miseducation of is like an album when you need it for whatever, it's gonna be there. Um, but again, like Final Hour is like just like just like it's just dope. It's like, just talking about like being black, you know, talking about you can get the money, you can get the power, but you gotta keep your eyes on the final hour. It's like you gotta keep your eyes on like what's important. All right, because it's not always gonna be money. It's not going to be power. It's definitely not gonna be power, because like power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Like that's facts. But it's not always gonna be those things that like will get you to where it is you need to be, like on a um, mental, like emotional level. You know, although money is helpful. Like I mean, like if you like, if you exist and move through a capitalist system, um, money's important. It is. Like it's very difficult to avoid that. I mean, I think there were like in that system, right? But Lauryn Hill's kind of talking about that a bit, and you know, and she's talking about like and talking about it in a religious sense. I think obviously, because she mentions God quite a few times on the album up to this point. So I think it kind of hits on a whole bunch of different levels, on a spiritual level for folks, on an emotional level for folks, on a cultural level for folks. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it's great. It's great. It's a great song. Just like again, the bars. Again, this is why whenever I tell folks like, "Yo, Lauryn Hill, she could spit," and folks be like, I just point to the album. I say, "There's the album. Go check that out." All right. Yeah. I don't even have anyone. But if I had some wine, like, I'd probably get drunk, honestly. So I'm probably gonna avoid that. But I think the next time I do a music stream, I think I should have some wine. I should have some wine or something. All right, I'm gonna have something. All right. I'm just gonna do a music stream. I'm gonna do another one. I'm thinking about making it a Patreon thing, but like I'm gonna keep this one up. But I'm gonna say like, okay, if you like more of these streams, you can become a patron for like whatever. So it'll always be accessible to you, Morning Haze, of course, obviously. But I wanted to put this out there because I want people to have it. I want people to have it on the stream. So we're gonna get to When It Hurts So Bad. When It Hurts So Bad. Ooh, this is a song. Sorry, my cats are in the background. They're playing with each other. They get very intense sometimes. So if you hear a hiss, don't worry about it. They're fine. They're cool. They always work it out. All right, When It Hurts So Bad. We got quite a few more songs. So I'm not gonna take too long to talk about like the next sort of songs that come up, but the whole album, man, no skips. Let's get to it. When It Hurts So Bad. Hurts so bad. And what you want might make you cry. What you need might pass you by. You don't catch it. Ironically, will turn out what you want to be. Woo. This song is again another vibe. Mm. Woo! Going in on the track. Mm. Mm. And to me, this track is like I don't know who it's about, but somebody, somebody hurt her bad. Like this is like one of those. Ooh, I was hurt. I was hurt. That's what this track is. Mm. Mm. Give me a sec, y'all. Mm. Mm. It's good. It's good music. Mm. You just let it. Mm. Oh no. My thing plugged out. No. Oh. Put that back in. Okay. Alright. Still moving. Still moving. But this song is like a vibe. This is like a vibe. A vibe. Alright? Song a whole vibe. Yeah, definitely. You know, cause like, whew, here coming up the skit. Yo, credit to Lauryn, yeah, cause she was clearly hurt. But shout out to the skit. And I love that every skit has like a different vibe to it. You know, like a different track. If you listen closely, this has like a different track to it. It's dope. Mm. Alright, so and the kids come up today. We listen to a lot of TV and a lot of music, and it sounds nice, but it may not always be right for you. Yo, yo, D. You know? All right, we moving on. We moving on. Okay. Whew. So here's what we gonna do. I gotta see how many songs I got left. I don't think I have that many songs left, honestly. This song is dope because Mary J. Shouts to Mary J. Blige. A singer that I think a lot of people will get on. Like now they get on. They be like, "Oh, Mary J. can't sing," and I get it. I get it. Like I don't know if Mary J. is a diva like level singer, but she definitely is. Like to me, she's a singer. And Naz, you gotta relax. Shh, shh, shh. Anyways, uh, Mary J got hits on hits on hits. Let's be clear about that. Let's be clear about that. Mary J got hits on hits on hits. All right, and to me, like I would say she's a diva because, like sometimes like she can't necessarily sing the same way live. It's a thing. Like to me, like if you're a diva, and again, I talked about this with my fiance. It's like if you're a diva, you gotta. All right, if you're a diva, you gotta be able to like be on every time. Unless you're like sick or something. You know, um, you got to be on it, live on a record, studio, like. And the divas can do that. The divas like are always, always, always. They stay ready. They stay ready because they know like their voice is like it, like it's it. You know, like Whitney Houston ain't coming around talking about, all right, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna do this. Her voice, like that's why she was known as the voice. You know, Mary J. She not a diva, but she could sing. She could sing. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. All right. Let's get on to I Used to Love Him. Then what we're going to do is, that's like the 9th song. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to do like a half. So I'm going to get to 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to do like part 2 for this stream. So Miseducation part 2 is going to cover Forgive Them Father, Every Ghetto, Every City, Nothing Even Matters, featuring my God, D'Angelo. Everything is Everything, Miseducation, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, and Tell Him. Like, it's going to cover all of those songs. And those, like, there are some so amazing songs on that, right? Every Ghetto, Every City, Nothing Even Mattered. Like, that whole, again, it's just, Lauryn Hill she was on something when she made this album. On something. So we're gonna stop at this one. I Used to Love Him. And then we're gonna listen to like the rest of them next Saturday. It's gonna be earlier. It's gonna be earlier so we can like get through all of them. And everyone can like sort of be here for that. Because for me, it's like late where I am, and I don't want to go to bed too late because I got stuff definitely got to do tomorrow. So let's go to Used to Love Him now. I feel now I don't. Here we go. What situation? Here we go. The heart. Woo. Like a thief in the night. Don't my senses. Used to love him. Now I don't. Oh, look at Mary J on the track. Mary J can sing about heartbreak. She can do it. She can sing about struggle. If anybody can put like a struggle song out and just crush it, it's Mary J. Blige. Relax, Inez. When they're confused, wasted and used. Stuck and frustrated, I waited, debated. Wasn't faded. Used to love him, now I don't. Yeah, definitely like chorus is like yeah, I would say 70s. like that vibe, like a heartbreak, like 70s vibe, you know. Mm, 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 uh, mm, 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 mm. Killing it. Changing the title right now. Tracks 1 to 9. Uh, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, just like they just vibing. They vibing on the track. They singing. Oh, you know, like this dope. Mm, mm. Okay, we gonna stop there. We stopping there. We stopping at stopping at I used to love him. That's a song to stop at. And it's in some ways it's great because it's like I used to love him, now I don't. Now I don't. You know, it's like I was in love. Like, it was like, dang. But now I don't. Now I don't. I went through all of that. I got through it. All right. And we gonna move on. We gonna move to better things and healthier things, and it's dope. And the songs just they're great. And the songs, I think, after I used to love him, and are very positive in a certain way. Um, I don't know. I mean, nothing even matters. Yeah, but I think all of them are kind of like, I don't know. The rest of these songs, like, don't make me as like heartbroken as like the earlier songs on the album, right? Like, I feel like the intro track to the ninth track are like working through this heartbreak, and then and Forgive Them Father sort of like also kind of working through that in her own way, and then everything else is like, okay, where am I at now that I've worked through that? Every ghetto, every city, nothing even matters. Everything is everything. Miseducation. Can't take my eyes off of you. Tell them like, I don't know. So it'll be interesting to sort of listen to those tracks next Saturday and see how we kind of feel about them. Um, but but and I think we can also kind of talk about a bit about like how the album kind of works cohesively in like more in depth at the end of like after we've listened to all the tracks a little bit, and then we could also talk about like what my favorite tracks are and what your favorite tracks are on the album. So that's what I'm gonna do. Uh I don't know. I don't think so. I think that was like maybe the one song that it did where like he was like featured, and it's amazing. It's an amazing song. Nothing Even Matters is like that. That's definitely one of my favorite songs on the album. Like, Doo Wop is a vibe. I mean, they're all vibes, but like, Nothing Even Matters is like the song that you love. If you love Lauryn Hill, you love Nothing Even Matters. If you love Lauryn Hill, you love this song. Like, this song is like, ooh. That's what this song is. Nothing Even Matters is that song. That's what that song is. Like, nothing, like, if there are two songs that I had to pick to listen to over and over and over on this album, and that's so hard, right? It's very difficult to pick just two songs from this album because all of them are so good. But if I had to pick two, and this is before we get to part two of the stream, Nothing Even Matters would definitely be one of them. And the other one, yeah, all the other songs are gonna have to figure it out, right? But that song, I'm listening to that song. Oh, hey, I'm chilling. I got some wine. I'm in the house. I'm chilling. 'Cause nothing even matters. Oh, that's the song. Whew. That's the song, y'all. Oh my goodness. You know what I mean? Like, that's the song. So, I don't know what the second song will be. I have no idea. Probably, the Miseducation is really good. I love that song too, like, as like sort of like a kind of end to the album in a sense. But yeah, Nothing Else Matters is so good. Superstar, yo. Superstar is it's so heavily underrated as a song generally. And for me, it's like one of her heaviest hitting songs, like lyrically. I think if I had to pick a second one that I can listen to all day from the album, it'd probably also be Every Ghetto, Every City. I love that song. I love that song to death. That song is like, that's like a song that always like, it always like reminds me like to never, yeah, Marcus Houston, yeah. Yo, R&B though? R&B though? Like, folks that know me know that I love my R&B music. I love my R&B. I love my neo soul. I love everything that's like connected to that soul, like soul and rhythm and like blues, and I'm like everything that's like a part of that I love. You know what I mean? Funk, jazz, like, well, not jazz, not so much. Like jazz, I'm not as like well versed in that in terms of like generally, but like its influence on other like R&B, like music and stuff like that, I love. But yeah. You know what I mean? This, like, I don't say too much disco, but like yeah, the set like 70s music, you know what I mean? 70s, 80s, 90s, but mainly like 70s. I love 70s. Late 60s. 50s, like late 50s too, like mid late 50s, like sort of like singers, Billy, you know what I mean, Billie Holiday, you know what I mean, like songs like that. All right, just whoo, hello, you know what I mean. But yeah, Marcus Houston definitely. I used to listen to a lot of him when he was big, you know. Yeah, he was cool. He has some hits. You know. So that might be something. I don't know. Maybe like down the line, that might be something that we listen to. Like we go through Marcus Houston album. I gotta pick which one. I know I have an idea of which one I would pick, but that would be like later on down the line. Like I want to go through like a few albums that we could talk about, and then we'll get to that one. Like that's something I'll keep that in mind. All right, so we're gonna end it here. Thank y'all for anybody who came through to the stream. Shout out to, of course, Morning Hayes. Shout out to Morning Hayes for coming through. This was great. Love talking with you about music, and it was dope. This is phenomenal. So I'm definitely gonna do a lot more of these. I'm gonna bring it back. Yeah. That'd be dope. I'm always down to listen to different albums and talk about it and talk about like songs that I like, songs that I was kind of like about. But I kind of want to do like a couple. Like I want to do like a couple where we listen. Like I want to do like 3 albums that I'm like no skips, and then outside like we're gonna be able to vote for them obviously, but like I want 3 albums with just like no skips. And then after that, we can like listen to albums that are like whatever. Oh, thanks, man. No problem, man. No problem. You know, just that's what I'm gonna do. Every Saturday, we're gonna do music Saturdays. Like maybe not every Saturday, but like every other Saturday, we're gonna do like bi-weekly we'll have them. But I think what I'm gonna do is after part 2, it's gonna be, or maybe not. I don't know. You know what I'll do? Part two will be Patreon. No, part 2 will be Patreon. Will be Patreon up and further. So everything after that would be like Patreon only and for a particular tier, and I'll put it on there, and like and the live stream you'll only have access if you're a patron. So that's what I'll put it on there. But I want this out there just so y'all know, like, okay, this is what we're gonna be doing in the future, talking about music, getting on it. You know what I mean? Listening to it. Like I love like streams where I can like interact with folks and just like talk with folks and like have that like communication and like and get like closer in that way. Like I love that. That's my So we're gonna do a lot more of these. All right. But I think after this is gonna be like Patreon only streams. So if you're a patron, you get to join in. So of course, Morning Haze, you're gonna be there. It's gonna be dope. We're gonna do the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill Part 2. Unfortunately, I can't like play the music on the stream or anything like that because they're gonna find me. They're gonna find me. And they're going to be like, nope, copyright strike. You're gonna take that video down. So I don't want that. So it's just, you're gonna be the headphones on. I'm gonna tell folks when I'm starting the music and when I'm ending the music. All right, and I'm gonna put the timestamps in. Probably sometime tomorrow. All right, I can't do it now because it's late. I'm not gonna do it now because it's late. I gotta go through the video. I'm too no, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it pretty quickly tomorrow. And the video will be out, and we'll be good to go. All right. So thank y'all for coming through. Shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to everybody that voted for the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Love y'all. And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back with another music stream, but that's gonna be on Patreon. And after this, Patreon only. So if you wanna be a part of the music streams, check out the Patreon. Check it out. Check out the Patreon if you want to join the tier and you want to pay. Pay your fines. Pay them fines now. No. But for real though, if you want to become a patron and you want more music Saturdays, come through. I'm also gonna start doing just manga discussions, just like general manga discussions on Sunday. So tomorrow I'm gonna have a just general manga discussion stream, and that's gonna be like just for you to get a taste of like what that's gonna be like for patrons. And then after that first one, every other like sort of manga discussion streams like generally are gonna be on Patreon. So you have to be a patron to like have access to it. So thank y'all for coming through. All right, I'm the Black Manga Critic. We're gonna finish the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill next Saturday. Become a patron if you want to go through that and to join the live stream and to be a part of that, to be on there. All right, again, like. We going in. All right. And obviously, patrons have early access. They have 2 weeks early access. So, if you want to be part of the live stream, got to be a patron. But if you want to view the video and you want, if you're going to wait 2 weeks, then wait 2 weeks. It's fine. All right. But patrons will get it 2 weeks early. They'll be a part of that process and they'll know when the streams are going. So, shout out to all y'all that came through. Subscribe also if you haven't subscribed. Like the video. Check me out on Twitter at the Manga Scholar. And check out the Patreon again. All the links to my links to Twitter and Patreon are down below. And we also have a Discord I also have a Patreon through Discord. So if you want to join that, come through. All right. Thank y'all for coming through. Again, shout out to Morning Haze, my patron, for coming through. This was dope. Loved it. All right. And I hope more folks come through and have a great time with us. So thank y'all for coming through. I'm the Black Manga Critic, and I'm out ya.